So hello everyone, welcome to Play with Coding. So in the previous video lecture we have seen that how to download C in your machine and how to run code using using Windows PowerShell or command prompt, and we have written this code, this hello world code, and we have run that, and we have seen simple what is binary, what is machine code, and all those simple things. So in this lecture we will see how to download an IDE in your system and how to run the code in IDE. So basically what is IDE? So IDE is nothing but an integrated development environment what you can use for running your code or writing your code efficiently. Okay, so using a IDE you can easily or quickly write your code basically. So here you can see we have written this much code. I will tell about the structure of the code in this video only. So how the basic structure of C works. Okay, so here we have written has include stdio.h int main, this much code. So without this line we need all those things in our code. Okay, for every code we need this much line. Without this line, so we can auto generate this much code. We can if we write prin or pri, the ID will automatically will show us that we can write printf, or it will recommend us to complete the code. So we'll see how to use that and what is the benefit of this. So first let us download our ID. So we will use the ID Visual Studio Code. Okay, so let's download Visual Studio Code from the internet. Is Studio Code download. So it is from Microsoft. So I'm going to the first link. The ID is from Microsoft and it is completely free, so you can download it. And it is pretty good actually. So I'm using this Windows version, Windows 64-bit. So I'm using Windows version. So it is saying that thanks for downloading VS Code for Windows, and it just started downloading, and it's downloading over here, and it is almost complete. I will run this, and it is asking for any of some security. I'll run. So it is saying that Visual Studio Code is already open in my system. So what can I do? I'll just cancel it, and I'll just click OK to continue, and then I'll accept the agreement. What is the terms and conditions? You can read it, or you can just click the accept button. It is from Microsoft, so no need to worry about the privacy and security, all those things. So just click the next button, and I'm using the default settings. Okay, I'm not changing any default settings. So just I will recommend you to click the default setting, whatever is there. So just click next and install, and it will take a few minutes to install in your system. So I'll just fast forward this time. So it has completed the setup of the Visual Studio Code. So here it is saying this launch Visual Studio Code. I'll launch obviously, and I'll click the finish button. So here it is open for us actually. It is showing the welcome screen. So I'll just cut it. You can see it anytime from here. You can go to the help tab and you can click the welcome. Okay, so previously I have opened this two folder, so it is opened by default, and I have created the second.c. as this is our second class of this is C tutorial. So I have created a file of second.c. You can create any other file by clicking this button, this new file button right here. Like I can create play with coding.c, and it is pretty easy to you can see it is pretty easy to create file. It's not like the notepad we have used before. So I'm just deleting this file. Okay, yes. Okay, so after this I'm telling you about some functionalities. So before this I just forgot to tell, you have to install some extension to run C code. Okay, so first of all you have to install sorry, C++. Let us so download this one, C++ by Microsoft, C++ intelligence debugging and code browsing. This one I have it already installed, so it is not showing the install button, it is showing the disable button. So you can install it by install button right here. And other than this you have to install code runner. So you can see here this code runner by Han. I don't know how to pronounce this. So what we will do by downloading this extension, so this will take a button, a run button right here to run our code. Okay, so we can run our code by clicking, just simply clicking this button right here. So I am writing our previous code only in this file. Okay, so I am just copying this from here. Hope you all don't mind. Just copy and paste it here. I know it may looks some small font. Let's increase the font. Okay, so I hope you can see it. I just clicked Control and plus button. Okay, yeah, just this plus and equal button is the same button. You have to click this button only, Control and that button. So it will increase the font of the whole window. You can see the all the font of the what is written over there is all is increased. So if you want to increase only this the code window, only this one, so you have to change some settings. Okay, so I'm just let me just decrease this one because I don't like this actually. uh, just go to settings and just type here mouse wheel. Yes, and you can see a mouse wheel zoom. So zoom the font of the editor using mouse while mouse wheel and holding control. Okay, so you can click here, and after this you can increase the font by clicking by holding the control button and using the your mouse wheel. So it is very I mean very interesting and is very useful actually. uh, okay, so let's run this code, and it is showing and it's just printing hello world. If I put another exclamation mark right here, and if I save this code by uh, control and S, and if I run again, it will show hello world with exclamation mark. And you can write anything right here. Okay, like play with coding and anything. Yes, play with coding is written over here. So let's talk about what is the basic structure about of C programming. Okay, so we have written this much code here, and this is printing whatever we are writing inside this, it is printing this. So how it is happening? So if we put here hello, it will again print hello. So how it is doing that? So this has include is basically including this stdio.h file. This is nothing but a file. This .h is the extension of an header file. So what is header file? Remember, we have downloaded our compiler from internet, right? This is min.gw. So we have uh, edited our path variable, and we have added some files over here. So it is over there only, so you can go to that file the stdio.h file by holding control and pressing your left click button. So it is, I am just cancelling it, and this much code is written in the stdio.h file. We can use that for our benefit. It is just pre-written code. We can use it, and we can use this function, the printf, scanf, all those function is there, so we can use that. So printf function is used to print anything in our console. Okay, so we will discuss about the printf function in this video only. So so the stdio.h file is basically a header file we can use for our code. So this is a pre-written code is here, and we can use that. Okay, so there is many header file like this. Okay, so we can use has, include, and conio dot h. Okay, has, include, math dot h. So we can use that for different functionalities, and just like we can use some math function using this math.h. If we don't include this math.h, we cannot use those functions. So it is basically included for using some functionalities. So now what is this int main? So int main, it is a function. Basically this is a syntax of a function. So this, what is function? So a function is basically a block of code you can use for you can use repeatedly. Like if you want to do some work again and again, you can use some block of code by using a function. So we'll discuss about function later, don't worry. So here, what is this main function? So when the compiler started seeing the code, it basically sees where is the main function. Okay, so wherever is the main function is there, it start running from there only. So it if we don't use the main function, it will throw an error. Okay, so let's change it from main to main2, and let's save it and run it. And it is saying the error id return exit one status, because we are not using main function. So whatever we are using doesn't matter, we have to use a main function. You can use another function like let's say main2. Let's say int main2, and let's say printf hi. Oh, just put a colon over here, and let's say return 0, just like this only. Okay, sorry. Okay, and let's call the function over here main2. So if we don't call this function, it will not run. Okay, and you can see here it is printing hello, and then without any space hi, exclamation mark, and then some two blank spaces, and after that this dots. Okay, so it is basically using this main2 function. We can use main2 function, but if we don't use main function, we cannot use any function. The program will not run actually. Okay, so if we don't use this line, if we don't call this line, let's see what happens. It will only print this hello, because we have not called this function. We'll talk about this later, don't worry. So let's talk about this return 0. We'll talk about this printf function, don't worry. So what is return 0? This is a main int function, right? So what is int function? This is a function of integer type. It will return a anything, an object which is integer. So we are returning 0. You all know that 0 is an integer, right? So it is returning the value 0. We can use any other value like 100, or let's say 1000, let's say 100, and let's run this, and again it will run like this hello only. So no difference is there, like 0 and 1. We can use the this value letter in, let's say if we use like, if we create another function like int main2 and let's say return 500, okay, and we are not printing anything this time, okay. So let's say we are printing printf the value returned by main2 is percentile d uh, comma main2, okay. Let's run this. It will tell you, and the value returned by main2 is 500, because we are returning 500, so we can use this return value. So in for main function basically we don't use this return value. So it is basically we can return anything like 100, 0. Don't use too much big value. Basically most of the programmers use 0 only, so we will 0 for our code. So there is no restriction. You can use 100, 1000, 2000, 550, anything, okay. So let's talk about this printf function. So printf is a built-in function in the header file sdio.h. We can use this function for printing anything. The syntax is printf opening braces and within opening and close braces within double quotation. We can use any string or anything, like here you can see it is printing hello, so we are just printing hello. After that we are not using any space or a new line, so it is just printing in that very line only. So if we use a space, so it will give a space, you can see here. Or if we use backslash n, this is a basically character for using new line. It will create a new line basically. Just run it and you can see hello, the value of returned by value returned by main2 is 500. So backslash is nothing but a new line character, so you can use for creating a new line. And here you can see the value returned by main2 is percentile d. So what is percentile d? Percentile d is a format specifier. So what is format specifier, what is the data types and all those things, we will discuss about this, don't worry, okay. So guys, thank you, that's it for today, and we will meet in our next tutorial. Till then, bye bye, take care and keep exploring, okay. Thank you.